Hi, it's Mike Chen. Undoubtedly, the United States has one of the strongest armed forces in the world, and being part of the U.S. military service is a badge of honor that a soldier wears his entire life, and we are all very thankful for the sacrifices they make in making our country and the whole world a safe place to live in. As average civilians and normal people, however, our understanding and knowledge of the branches of the military are quite limited. We know that there are branches such as the Marines, the Army, and the Air Force, and so on, and we know there are special forces within the military, such as the Navy SEALs, or Army Rangers, and Green Berets, and Delta Force. And we know to become one of these special forces, you gotta be pretty tough. But that's pretty much what most of us will know about it. So in this video, we're gonna focus on a couple of the US Armed Forces' most elite branches, SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force. And we're gonna talk about the differences between these two groups of elite warriors. First off, recruitment. Now, to become a Navy SEAL, that's already impossibly tough. But SEAL Team 6 selects its troops from the existing pool of Navy SEALs. Once qualified, a SEAL will have to go through a grueling and physically demanding training to become part of what is called DevGru, or the U.S. Navy Special Warfare Development Group. The selection process only happens once a year and is spread over a 6-month course. Since DevGru operators are selected from the SEALs, it's easy for recruiting officers to spot so-called green teamers, a name also used to identify members of SEAL Team 6 from previous assignments or training courses that eventually influences how individuals get chosen into their new team or squadrons. On the other hand, Delta Force chooses its recruits and candidates in a much more diverse way, opting to pick from different branches of the military, but mostly from the Army branch, since most members and Delta operators are from the Special Forces or the 75th Ranger Regiment. However, Delta Force is also open to candidates from the National Guard, the Coast Guard, and even members of the Navy SEALs. Delta Force training is a bit more extensive. The selection happens twice a year over a 1-month course, usually in the spring and fall. Over 100 selected candidates will then go through an excruciating training regimen that will push their physical fitness, endurance, and mental strength to their very limits, after which each candidate must then pass an interview and review process, and only less than 10% of the candidates make the cut. Oh, and the buck doesn't stop here though. Once candidates have passed the initial part of the training, they are then going to be subjected to a 6-month operator training course that only less than 30% of those individuals successfully complete. But the good thing is, those who fail aren't kicked out of the Delta Force program. They are simply converted into trained Delta operators from being raw recruits. Next up, missions. Working under the same umbrella of JSOC, or Joint Special Operations Command, Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 are highly specialized in operations such as counterterrorism, espionage, explosives, and many other specialized missions and operations. However, SEAL Team 6 receives an extra training for maritime operations because of their naval heritage in the armed forces. Because of this extra set of skills and training, SEAL Team 6 is more likely to receive missions that are sea-based. One such mission is the 2009 rescue of Captain Richard Phillips from Somali pirates while crossing the Indian Ocean. Another mission of note that SEAL Team 6 is also famous for is the successful pursuit of Osama bin Laden. As for the Delta Force, since many of its members come from different branches of the military, their culture and skill sets are far more diverse compared to SEAL Team 6, who picks candidates exclusively from the SEALs. As mentioned earlier, Delta and SEAL Team 6 members share a number of similar highly specialized skills. However, a large number of Delta Force members have at one point served as infantrymen before being recruited in the team, which means that they are much more capable in ground-based missions and combat, evidenced by their successful operation in tracking down and finding both Saddam Hussein and Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. Next up, exposure. Before the war against Al-Qaeda and other terrorist forces in the Middle East, and before the capture of Saddam Hussein, SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force are just known for their names. The way they operate remained, at least until the elimination of Osama bin Laden in 2011, secret to the public, and not much is said about what these two units do. A former Delta operator who chose to remain anonymous once said, "We are strict with our quiet professionalism. If someone talks, you will probably be blacklisted." But who can argue against such a strict code when the fate of the world is in your hands? Unfortunately, in this day and age of social media and the power of the internet, many information about SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force have been known to the public. SEAL Team 6 was particularly thrust unwillingly into the spotlight after the raid on bin Laden's Pakistan compound, with the names of the members of the raiding team leaked to the press. But due to strict security reasons, they were never published. Hollywood has even cashed in on some of the more notable missions of Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 with movies like Black Hawk Down and Captain Phillips. While recognition for their valiant efforts members in outstanding service deserves the attention of the public eye. To Delta Force and the SEAL Team 6, it is now rather difficult to stay under the radar, knowing the sensitivity of many of their operations and mission may be exposed, especially now in a decade of media oversaturation and online sharing. So there you go, guys. I was really curious about these two particular branches of elite special forces, and that's why I wanted to make a video comparing the two, so hopefully you found it interesting. Also, Independence Day is coming up, so I wanted to make a military video as sort of an excuse. To all those of you watching who are serving or have served in the U.S. Armed Forces, thank you guys all so much. You guys are the true heroes, and I've got nothing but pure respect for each and every one of you. So be safe. Happy early Independence Day. I'll see you guys later.